Hi, it's Stephen Katz with Flying Pizzicato lesson number 1. Flying Pizzicato being strumming the cello strings one note at a time for the most part. How to start? Get your right hand frame together. Start by doing what we commonly do with anchoring the thumb to the side of the fingerboard. And then pluck a string. Look at your hand on the cello and see that your thumb is usually it's stuck out a little bit. And if you use your first finger to pluck, notice whether your other fingers are tucked in or not. And I suggest you tuck them in so that you get a good center of gravity with your hand when you're strumming all over the place. Keep the shape of your hand, wrist, fingers tucked in, but release from the side of the fingerboard and just go over to the C string. And probably it'll look something like this. Downstrokes with the thumb, passing the upstroke. Now add the upstroke with your first finger, sticking out just a little bit. That's a good start. How about different strings? Because there's a certain amount of aiming going on, dipping down in and pulling out a string. Try different speeds, see what works for you. When I started figuring this out about 30 years ago, I made up exercises for myself, did things like this. I didn't make that one up, but anything that has an arpeggiated quality is a good place to start. To find out how accurately you can aim for a string while keeping the flow going, the time-keeping right arm, that is a constant in Flying Pizzicato. What about the piece micro major? B on the G string. First 3 notes are down, up, down. You've got to be able to find a way to get around the curve of the strings, which can be done by using what you might have learned by using the bow when you anticipate the string change. A little bit of lifting your elbow if you're going to the D and dropping your elbow in advance of going back to the G. The string heights, same thing with pizzicato. As soon as I pluck the note, if I'm going to the D from the G, I lift my elbow just a little bit. And then the upstroke on the D, there's room for it. There's a flow quality happening in the whole arm with lots of figure 8 qualities to it. So if we're going from there, then the next stroke is going to be a downstroke, and that'll be on the A string. So to get there, as you finish the D string upstroke, lifting the elbow to get to that one, and then dropping. Pretty much as you strike that string, there's a lift. And as you finish as you play the A string, dropping. It's a trigger to let some of the air out of your arm so that you've got this. It can take some time to get used to, but then take a look at the other aspect of Flying Pizzicato, which is rather than all that work we took to go horizontally back and forth with the hand and the arm and the perspective of the perpendicular to the string quality, this is down the string, down and up the string, even to the point where you feel the string slipping through across the surface of the finger and the thumb as you go, so that you have this action radially from the elbow. If we just do this, and then shift from back and forth to skip the D string, back to the G. Down, up, down. The second three-note group, the first one is that. Second three-note group without a pause is. So it's now down, starting with a downstroke. A couple times. Once you've got that a few times, add the third three-note group. Every note ringing when possible. It's a carillon kind of sound. Chimes that keep ringing. Not something we do with the bow so much. Is it? Not at all. I'll play through. That's lesson number 1. Take a look at the sheet music, easily downloadable on my website lessons page. And get ready for lesson number 2 to figure out how else to play this piece, what else to do with this piece. Because there are a couple of fun little tricks and pull-offs and hammer-ons and harmonics, which is all part of the play of Flying Pizzicato. Good to be with you. Check out my website for other sheet music, publications, recordings, and of course contact me from there to have lessons one-on-one.